All right, fellas, let's go ahead and take down Extreme Super Battle Road with no items with Dokkan Fest Pan and the pips, basically, right? So we've got Pan. Now, Pan is one of these units, so she catches a lot of flack, and I feel like in a lot of ways deservedly so. I think we kind of can look back in hindsight and really realize that Pan was probably never the best TUR. However, she does do a lot. You guys are going to see her show out on this run. The only support unit we have on this team is LRB Pan, and she only provides support. Oh, that's a lot of damage right there, slot 1, right? She only provides support on turn 3, right? She gives her active skill buffs. It's not as though she's providing support to Pan and giving her these monster, bloated attack stats and stuff. Pretty much Pan is doing it all by herself, which I feel like is the most impressive part of this run. And basically, the way that you should utilize Pan is you run Pan in slot 1 on one rotation, and you run Pan in slot 2 on another rotation. And it's just that easy. Now, I feel like there is one situation where you wouldn't want to do that if you are running Pan on LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's team. That would be a good idea. You've got one Pan. The only real issue with this is that, dude, GT Gokus are just, they're really pretty sparse these days. And remember that the Super Saiyan 4s do not have GT in their name. So it's just a big time, real boner killer, right? You'd really like them to have GT in their name. There's only a handful of characters from GT without GT in brackets, right? The one that comes to mind is, I believe Piccolo doesn't even have a GT card, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he's got no cards from any point in GT. I don't believe he does. None come to mind. If I'm forgetting one, let me know in the comments below. And then, of course, I believe it is the Android 17, the one that fuses with Hellfighter 17 and they become Super 17. He doesn't have GT in his name either. And, of course, the Super Saiyan 4s do not have GT bracketed, right? So, unfortunately, until we get a top, just mega top tier GT Goku, I feel like, Pan is going to suffer. Now, look at this, dude. That's unsupported. She's doing that. That's what, turn 3? So she's had a few stacks, right? And that's good, man. 6.5 in Super Battle Road. She's got a 70% chance to stun, man. I mean, that's good. I mean, if you're complaining about that, man, you're just looking for shit to complain about. And in that situation, she's rocking 350k defense. She's got 50% damage reduction in slot 1 before she attacks, right? That is certainly the one area I feel like you could easily poke a hole in Pan's kit. Dude, if she just had straight up damage reduction in slot 1, man, she's a completely different unit. People are singing a completely different tune about this character, right? For sure, for sure. It's just, I don't know why they designed her that way. She still wouldn't be the most busted unit ever. You look at like Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, right? I mean, like, they designed those cards. You've got Gamma 1 with his guard and damage reduction, man, and basically invincible even to Cell Max, you know what I mean? So, and then Gamma 2 just does a zillion attacks, a zillion damage, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they could have left that part out of Pan's passive, and she would have been fine at 50% damage reduction. A lot of units these days, dude, if you ain't got damage reduction, you ain't relevant, unfortunately. It's just is what it is, or unless you've got a zillion defense to your name. Like, that's the one situation you just saw it, where Pan can shine, for sure. She would have been able to tank that, even if that was an int enemy, which is really quite impressive if you think about it. So we end up getting the stun there on Vegeta. It was like, in this particular case, man, it's just like it could go either way. If we get supered in slot 2 there, we're dead. You know what I mean? And we could have easily got supered in slot 2 if we didn't get the stun on Vegeta or what have you. You know what I mean? So luckily we get the double stun there. That may have been like the clincher right there, to be honest with you. That really could have been the difference between winning and losing. So you've got a lot of these characters, as I've mentioned. Pan is just doing it by herself, right? There are a couple of other good characters on this roster. So the full power Saiyan 4 Goku, the Tech EZA one, he's quite good. I mean, he can fucking lay the hammer. I mean, you get him next to LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's dropping an 8-9 million attack stat and just, like I said, just pulling out his big purple yogurt slinger and just slamming it on the table. You know what I mean? That's what he does. I mean, that's really what he's good for. And in the meanwhile, he's still rocking, 400 plus 500k defense in some situations. So he's quite good, dude. I do like him on this team, on Pan's team. He is under the 200% leader skill. I believe all of these units are, yeah, because we're all GT heroes, right? So this is a full 200% leader skill team. So, I mean, you just saw him, man. 8 million attack stat, man. It gets the double super. Does a lot of damage to that Vegeta. And really, there's nothing to worry about here because we will live a super attack in slot 1. And then, hopefully, I'm really hoping that GT Goku, this Super Saiyan GT Goku, can kind of just get the kill for us. What I was deciding on there is who am I going to give those AGL orbs to, which basically is like who's got the higher defensive stat. And start of turn, it's easily that GT Goku, so I gave him the AGL orbs. And then we're still able to get the 24 key for LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we can go ahead and kind of talk about him a little bit. He fits in pretty well on this team, I would say. He's really just kind of been relegated to a floating option. You can run him as a slot 2 unit, but you really don't want to run him on rotation with Pan. I mean, that's the issue, right? Is we need a good GT Goku. So Pan can get her unit super attack. I guess you could say you could drop a big top tier GT Trunks or a big top tier Giru. But the thing about Goku, having a GT Goku, is the 70% chance to stun. That's what this run is predicated on. 70% chance to stun from Pan. That's it. I mean, that's case in point. It's why I left both of the GT Gokus on rotation for the majority of the fight, for sure. Being able to greatly stack attack, and then, of course, getting the 70% chance, it adds up. It's a good thing. One thing that the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku does, I don't know if it comes into play in this run or not, but he does have the attack break at 24 key. That helps, for sure. If he's sitting there in slot 3 and there's one lonely attack in slot 3 and you get the 24 key super, boom, he's not getting attacked at all, right? He does also have the 30% chance to counter. He can still, again, he can still drop the hammer for sure. I mean, he can put up a really good attack stat as well. So, not the best unit as time has gone on. He's not the craziest unit ever. They probably gave him his EZA a little bit too early, in my opinion. Imagine if he was getting it during the 8th anniversary, how fucking busted he'd be. And how awesome he would be next to LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You know what I mean? So I really hope they don't go that route moving forward. I hope they don't do the double EZA of anniversary LRs moving forward. I feel like I don't think they'll do that this 8th anniversary. I mean, think of AGL UI getting his EZA. You know what I mean? In Evolution Blue, he kind of needs one, but I mean, imagine they'd be ridiculous, but then of course power creep would hit and they'd get crept. Yeah, I mean that's how it goes, right? So I think for sure we can count on the 5th year anniversary LRs getting their EZAs. They need it. I mean, God, dude, they needed it yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, man, let me know what you think of this team in the comments below. A couple of other units I didn't mention. Super Saiyan GT Goku right here. He's kind of just like whatever. He's got like decent defense. He puts up kind of middling attack stats in a lot of cases, sub 3 million attack stats, but he can put in some work. He stacks attack and defense. If you were to give him enough time, he could be useful against like big STR enemies or something like that. Like I guess against, Red Zone Cooler or something like that, he could be, pretty good. But there's not a ton of really tough STR enemies, right? So, and then who else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, the other Super Saiyan GT Goku, the Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan GT Goku, right? Again, this is another one of these units that, like, dude, he's still kind of solid, but I just, like, he leaves quite a bit to be desired in the defense department for sure. He doesn't have enough. He just really doesn't. Remember, he doesn't get defense upon collecting key spheres, only on his super attack effect. Which is why Vegeta, I think, has aged considerably better. No doubt about that. But he can still put in a lot of work in the damage department. Now, I thought we had a chance of getting completely fucked right there, because the super attack would have killed us. Pan wouldn't have eaten that for less than 200k, even Rainbowed, right? Mine is 90%, but even Rainbowed, she would have died. Even with the 50% damage reduction. These enemies still hit hard as fuck. You know what I mean? So Luckily, we're able to get the Dokkan attack here. And, you know, we get a good attack stat there from Pan, and it's just GG's. You know what I mean? We're able to get the no-item run done on this kind of middling team. Again, Pan did all the work. Y'all saw it, right? On occasion, you know, you got a big attack stat from the Super Saiyan 4s, but that is it. And then LRB Pan, of course, she's like still one of the ultimate utility units. You know what I mean? If only they gave her more damage reduction or like a chance to dodge or something, but unfortunately not, right? So, but guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Slap a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the team, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.